Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 3 of our Love is Blind season 10 watch along. We just wrapped episode 3, which was titled Redo, and a lot happened.
A lot happened this episode, starting with our meeting between Jordan and Amber. So we ended off last time with Jordan, really romancing Amber by making some yummy chocolate chip cookies and then proposing to her. And they met for the first time. And what do you think? What did you make of the meeting?
He seemed excited and like he was smitten by her, but her initial body language seemed kind of like she was like ick, like that. I'm not feeling this. And then he was going in for the kiss, and then it seems like she kind of just went along with it, and then I wasn't sure what they were doing because then I was like, she look like she's leaving already? Because it almost looked like she was walking him to her door to go back into her the dorm area. So I was like, I don't know what's going on, but it seemed like she started to warm up to him, but he seemed like he was a lot more into her than she was into him.
Oh yeah, I mean, to me, it almost like looked like as if she was a bit deflated
Yeah,
when she seen him. It was kind of like, oh, okay.
I'm not sure what she was expecting. So, did she reveal in the pods what her type was or no?
She said she didn't have a type.
Well, then you can't get mad if someone's not what you had in mind. If you don't even have a type, if she's like, I'm really into Idris Elba, and then he showed up and I'm like, oh, I get it.
Yeah, yeah.
But she, you know, you don't even know what you like because you couldn't even articulate it when he asked you.
Well, and sometimes for people, love can attraction, I should say, doesn't always start with looks. Sometimes somebody may not be the person that you're most attracted to, but then over time that kind of builds through once you get to know them. So he has a great personality. He seems like a very nice guy, very accepting guy, and obviously is extremely excited about her. So hopefully that gets Amber excited about him as well, but it just did not look good.
No. And Floriana feels the same way. She agrees with us that
Yeah.
Jordan is a lot more into her than she is into him.
Yeah. And she's also thinking, I've never had the experience of people not being into me because she's awfully cute.
Yep.
So,
She said, my family loves me.
all right. So we have this awkward encounter. We don't know where they'll stand, but we were introduced to another couple that also had their first meeting and a proposal. So that couple is Alex and Ashley.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about Alex and Ashley as a couple overall. I think the comment that you made was Alex and Ashley kind of remind you of the pretty couple. Is that what you? I think that's what you called them.
Yeah, they're the Instagram couple, but Alex, he gave slime ball energy.
Yeah, yeah.
So I joked with Kim during the episode. I said I don't know if he does it. This is just my impression of him is that he's the kind of guy where he would sleep with the kids' moms that he's coaching. He would end up sleeping with them. So that's just my energy I get from him. And he also kind of has the cheater energy. I'm not sure what it is. Hopefully I'm wrong, but that's my impression of him
Yeah.
throughout the episode.
Well, it's interesting because one thing about Ashley is that she sort of talked about sexual chemistry with Alex quite a bit. It seems like that's kind of the driving the whole relationship and connection.
Yeah.
And when you are feeling somebody when you're in that early stages of a relationship, yes, I think sexual energy can be a huge driver for the relationship. But if that's the only thing you have, then I don't know how sustainable that is. So my biggest concern is um, that they may have great sexual chemistry, but when that starts to wear off, now you're dealing with, them having to deal with everyday life and the trials and tribulations that come with being in a relationship. So I would just be a little bit concerned about that. And when it comes to Alex, he seems to say a lot of things. Guy that just tells a girl what she wants to hear.
Yeah, with recycled lines from The Notebook and
Old
other
episodes
cheesy movies. Yeah.
old episodes of Dawson's Creek. You know, it just seemed like a CW line. So I don't know, you know, where they're going to end up. I think it'll be an interesting storyline for the show, but something tells me that the connection is not as I don't know, as authentic as Vic and
Yeah,
Christine.
it seems like it's more lust than love.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
so
it definitely feels like lust to me.
It's going to be a quick burn.
Yes,
Yeah, they're going to burn hot. Yeah.
I mean, I said to Michael, I feel like as soon as they have sex, Alex is gonna be
Distant.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah, just something that tells me that.
Yep.
All right, so we had the proposal with Alex and Ashley, and now we're moving on to we were introduced to Brittany and
Devonta, but then he goes by Devo.
Yeah. So we didn't learn a lot about them. We just learned a few things as it relates to their individual stories. Not a huge storyline yet.
No.
So it's not much to say. We still have some drama going on with Emma, and that drama seems to continue as she is trying to essentially reel in Connor.
Yeah.
Connor seems to be divided. We also seen how Emma seems to be reeling in Connor, and Connor at first states that he is firm that he wants to be with Bree.
Yeah,
so they
he was
have
going to cut off Emma, but
yes.
that didn't happen.
No.
At least it didn't seem like it was going to happen.
Well, Bree definitely agreed with Connor that they would essentially tell their other potential matches that they are taken and that they want to focus in on each other. But when Connor was in the pods talking to Emma, Emma opens up to him and says, you know, I really feel like you're my person. And we see him hesitate.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to as
off,
confident as he did when he was talking to Bree. So I could see some potential issues there. My question to you is, do you think that Emma wanting Connor is more about the fact that he wants someone else, or do you think there really is a connection there? Because she seemed like she had a good connection with Mike.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't seen a date. We didn't see a date with her and Mike this episode, so I'm not sure if that is still
maybe
where
something happened.
Yeah, so maybe she was kind of starting to lean towards Connor.
Right.
But then Connor, I mean, I thought him and Bree were about to propose, or he was about to propose to Bree right there. It seemed like he was really into her, and that he was just going to cut off Emma, but that didn't happen. So my prediction for the next episode is I think they just built suspense, but I think he's going to cut it off with Emma and end up with Bree next episode.
Yeah, I just think that, sadly to say, I think that Emma may just have a lot going on, which is, unfortunate. But I will say this. We know that Bree was also dating Chris in the pods.
Yeah.
And Chris said that Bree kind of reminded him of a buddy.
Yeah.
Type of interaction. So we don't know. Maybe Connor's getting that vibe from her as well. And we know that Chris and Bree were kind of happy that their potential sort of kind of flirting with the idea of choosing each other was coming to an end, because Chris felt like he had a stronger connection with Jessica, who's older than him, but he said that he really seems to be drawn to her, and Bree was really excited for him that he had this connection. She was actually really supportive.
Yeah.
And in many ways, you could see that friendship there. She was rooting for him like a friend would root for another friend. So I wonder if Connor could possibly be feeling the same way, and he might want to friend zone Bree. We don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yep.
But we definitely can't end this episode. Yeah, Flower. We can't.
She said, "Wrap it up."
We can't end this episode though without mentioning what happened between Kev, Kia, and Tyler.
Yeah.
So we see Tyler have this huge upset about Kev mentioning that he had a connection with Kia. And she walked out, and you had mentioned the last episode how it was sort of prematurely she steps out of the pods and has this
nothing he
reaction.
said was wanting to cut her off. She was just in her feelings because he said he felt something in the first date with Kia. But that's what you're supposed to be doing. It's not, the Kev and Tyler dating show. It's Love is Blind. So you're supposed to go on dates with other people.
Yeah.
And she got all in her feelings because he said that he felt something with Kia.
Well, and then she comes back into the room where all the other ladies are. She's crying, upset, and they're attempting to console her.
But she did it to herself. She's the one that cut it off. So you broke up with him, and then you want people to console you, which is very strange. And then she had the I don't know what you call it, the little interview with the producer.
Yeah.
And the producer's like, "Do you want me to ask him?" Like,
yeah.
She's like, "I don't know if he'll want to."
Yeah,
come back
essentially talking her off the ledge
Yeah.
by saying to her, "Well, you didn't really give him a whole lot of opportunity. You walked out because he said one thing you didn't want to hear," which to me is a huge red flag.
Oh, yeah.
If I was him, I don't know if I would ever want to pursue a relationship with someone that reacts that way over, one little thing you might say. It just seemed very irrational. And then how she snapped at Kia when Kia made an attempt to try and talk to her. And it just, to me, it said that this is somebody that can respond aggressively in a very impulsive way. And I would be concerned about that, especially if Kev's the kind of person that he is not like that.
Yeah. This is random, but I'm listening to an autobiography right now about a wrestler. His name is Bret Hart. And he was talking about his childhood, and he grew up with like 8 or 9 brothers and sisters. He had a really big family. And he said when his mom and his dad would get in fights in front of them, the mom would threaten to leave the family and go back to New York and just leave the family there. All the kids.
Yeah.
So seeing that may be part of her personality, he's always going to have to worry, if we get in a fight, is she just going to leave?
Yeah.
And she's the type of person too, if you're dating and you guys are texting and you're getting to know her, like if you said one wrong thing, she would block you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure a lot of people have that experience of dating someone, not just women, but men as well, where they're not willing to work through anything with you. Like if you do one thing that they don't like, or maybe like you don't text them good morning that day, like they're done, they're over it. Mm-hmm. So if I was in his position, that would be something that I would be worried about. And because of that, I would just stick with Kia, because it seems like Tyler is very emotionally immature.
Yeah,
at least when it comes to that.
And Kia seems to be very stable.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a lot of highs and lows. Yeah. She seems really consistent. And to me, I feel like that emotional consistency would be much more valuable to me than, whatever potential connection is brewing with Kevin Tyler. So hopefully Kev gets some advice from the other men and when he goes back to the dorms, so to say, and explains to them what's happening, and they are candid with him to say, that's a little odd behavior. And the other women definitely seem to notice a different side to Tyler, because they seemed almost kind of shocked, like, what's going on here? You went from crying to now you're smiling, okay, and they looked really confused by her behavior.
Your hot to cold is you're quick. Your personality, it seems odd, because they're like, I thought you guys just broke up, and then she comes back and she's like, oh, we just had a great date.
Yep.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. for me, dating someone, she's just too unpredictable, and I would have to move on.
Yes, and so hopefully he trusts he's looking at all of the signs and decides to move forward with Kia. She just seems like a better choice for his personality.
Yeah, she seems like a nice lady. Yeah.
So that ends our recap for episode 3, and we will see you for episode 4.
Yep. Oriana says goodbye.